Today we're talking about TCU women's basketball, a program that just went through one of the wildest turnarounds in college hoops. With Coach Mark Campbell at the head, TCU has been attracting impressive talent, and this year was much of the same. Hi everyone, and welcome back to Davis Sports Report, where we bring you the important sports news. We've been having a blast breaking down these rosters with you guys, and I really appreciate the likes, comments, and the feedback. If you haven't already, go ahead and hit that like button and make sure you're subscribed. We are pushing towards 10,000 subscribers, and we can't do it without you guys. Let's set the stage. Back in 23-24 season, TCU had a year they would love to forget. Injuries decimated the roster so badly that Coach Mark Campbell had to start recruiting mid-season just to fill out the team. It was rough. Fast forward to 24-25, and it was a completely different story. Coach Campbell brought in some key transfers, rebuilt the roster, and the Horned Frogs made a 180-degree turnaround. They not only won the Big 12 championship, but they also went dancing deep into March, making it all the way to the Elite Eight before losing to their in-state rivals, Texas. That's what I call a Cinderella season. But here's the thing. Those major pieces from last season, they're gone. Haley Van Lith is now in the WNBA. Sedona Prince is playing overseas. Madison Connor and Agnes Emanopu also moved on. That means TCU lost their top 4 scorers, top 4 rebounders, top 2 assist leaders, and their top 3 shot blockers, basically the heart and soul of the roster. Well, don't worry, Coach Campbell is being called the transfer portal whisperer for a reason. Now, let's break it down. TCU has 13 of the 15 roster spots filled, and my YouTube partner has named this team the Monstars because they have 10 of 13 players over 6 feet tall. As they say, everything is bigger in Texas. We're going to start with the backcourt. Looking at the guards, we're going to start with the number 1 recruit, and that is Olivia Miles. She is a grad student at 5'10". She transferred in from Notre Dame, where she averaged 15.4 points per game, 5.6 rebounds, and 5.8 assists. She was ranked 16th nationally in assists and number 1 in the ACC. Seeing her on the court is like watching the female version of Magic Johnson. I mean, she is David Copperfield with the rock. Now you see it, now you don't. She also knocked down 73 three-pointers last season, which is not shabby at all. She was named on the 2025 Second Team All-America, was a 3-time First Team All-ACC, and recently won gold at the 2025 FIBA AmeriCup, where she led the tournament in assists, breaking an AmeriCup record. Instead of going into the WNBA, which we all expected her to do, where she would have been projected as the number 2 overall pick, Miles chose to go to TCU. Miles has always been one of the greats, but now she's chasing the elusive championship ring. Then we have Maddie Shear, who's also a grad student at 5'10". Maddie missed last season with a back injury, and prior to transferring to TCU, she averaged 12.5 points, 4.8 rebounds, 3.4 assists on a 33.5% shooting for the Kentucky Wildcats. Her former coach called her tough as nail, high basketball IQ, and a great feel for the game. She was an SEC leader in free throw percentage, top 5 in assists and steals during the 22-23 season. She was ranked 19th in the class of 2020, as well as being a McDonald's All-American. Shear started her career at Oregon, where she played with Sedona Prince and Coach Campbell, who was the assistant coach at the time. We are extremely happy to see Shear back on the court this season and hope for her to have a great season. Next up is Taylor Bigby, and she is a redshirt senior at 6'1". She averaged 5.9 points, 2.4 rebounds, and 1.1 assists while averaging about 20 minutes per game. She improved in every stat except steals last season and is known as a clutch 3-point shooter. Bigby played on the 2025 USA 3x3 Tour, going 14 of 2. She's also a former 2-time Nevada Gatorade Player of the Year. And guess what? She was another former Oregon player under Coach Campbell. Are we seeing a trend here? Then we have Veronica Sheffy. She is a senior at 5'9". She transferred in from San Diego State, where she averaged 11.2 points, 3.2 rebounds, 2.9 assists per game. shooting at 42.9% from the field. She led the Lady Aztecs in scoring and assists, and this is a big jump in competition moving into the Big 12. We will see if she has the ability to keep up. Then we have Donovan Hunter. She is a junior at 6 feet, and Hunter averaged 5.9 points, 2.8 rebounds, 2.6 assists, and 1.1 steals last season. She was ranked second in steals for TCU last season. Coach Campbell himself praised her effort and growth, stating she's putting in the work and it shows. Next up is Talia Parker, and she is a sophomore that is 6'1". She transferred in from Texas A&M Aggies, where Parker averaged 5.4 points, 2.4 rebounds, and 1.2 assists in 18 minutes per game. She was ranked 60th in the 2024 recruiting class, and she is a strong defender with a smooth offensive game from the wing. She is definitely a breakout candidate, and with more minutes, I expect her stats will follow. Then we have Clara Bielefeld. She is a freshman and she is 6'4". Bielefeld is from Germany and she is listed as a point guard. Yeah, a 6'4" point guard. She played in the U18 Eurobasket, averaging 8.9 points and 10.9 rebounds. She was the MVP of the U16 European Championship, and her stats were up and down, some single-digit nights, but also some 20-point games to boost her averages. With her size, ball handling, and three-point ability, she's one of the most unique freshmen in the country. Now, before we move on to the front court, we'd like to ask you to please hit that like button if you're enjoying the content. Thank you so much, and now we're going to move on. Now for the front court. For the forwards, we have Marta Suarez. She's a grad student at 6'3". She transferred in from California. She averaged 12.9 points, 7.2 rebounds, and 2.4 assists on a 45.8 shooting percentage. Suarez played 2 years at Tennessee, then 2 years at California, making this her third school, and I'm sure she feels that TCU must have a chance of going all the way. Suarez represented her home country Spain at the 2021 U19 World Cup, and she was a recipient of the Kay Yao Servant Leader Award for leadership and service in fighting against cancer, something that's personal for her after losing her mother. I have a good feeling that this is going to be a great fit for Suarez. Then we have Natalie Mazurek. She's a grad student and she is 6'2". Mazurek got limited minutes last season, averaging 1.2 points, 0.9 rebounds, in just under 4 minutes per game. Mazurek played for South Dakota before transferring to TCU, where she got a lot more minutes, so I'm not sure what really happened there. She is being described as a stretch forward, and she was ranked 15th nationally in three-point percentage among players 6'2" or taller. I did not make that stat up. It came straight from the TCU page. I promise it wasn't me. Now we have Aaliyah Roberson. She is a senior at 6'2". She averaged 4.7 points per game, 2.5 rebounds in 13 minutes per game. Stepping up big when injuries hit her teammates, scoring 17 points versus UCF and grabbed 10 rebounds versus Texas Tech. WS Sports Exchange describes her as a leader with elite efficiency. This is Roberson's senior year, so we will see if she gets more minutes to flex those leadership skills. Moving on to the centers. First up is going to be Clara Silva. She is a sophomore at 6'7". She transferred in from Kentucky, where she averaged 4 points per game, 2.6 rebounds, 1.1 block in her 12.5 minutes of play. Over the summer, Silva played for Team Portugal in the 2025 FIBA U19, and she came in second on my top 10 list of U19 players. She pleasantly surprised me, averaging 23 points per game, 9.7 rebounds, 2.1 assists, and 2.9 block shots. She was a beast. She really was. I was so impressed and really had no idea that she had these skills, mainly because she played behind Clara Strack at Kentucky and didn't really get as much playing time as I thought she would, but man, she's got the skills, so I'm impressed. Then we have Sarah Portlock. She is a freshman at 6'8". Yeah, 6'8". She is from Australia, and Portlock joined Basketball Australia's elite training environment at the Center of Excellence, which was designed to develop promising Australia talent. She was also selected for Basketball Without Borders Asia in 2023. Portlock just turned 19 and, in my opinion, is still developing, but has huge potential. Then we have Emily Hunter. She is a freshman at 6'7". She was a 3-star prospect with an 89 rating from 24/7 Sports. Hunter averaged 15.4 points, 10.9 rebounds, and 2.6 blocks, dropping a school record of 47 points in one game. She is a big-time shot blocker, but while watching some of her games, I did see room for growth as college is very fast-paced, but I am sure Coach Campbell is getting her up to speed. And lastly is Kennedy Basham. She is a senior at 6'7". She transferred from Arizona State, averaging 5.7 points, 6.5 rebounds, and 2.6 blocks. Basham was ranked 6th nationally in blocks, just behind the previous Horned Frog, Sedona Prince, who was 4th, and Lauren Betts, who was 5th. In other words, Basham is right in line with the best. She was also a player for Oregon, but she started there in 2022 after Coach Campbell had departed to take the head coaching job at Sacramento State. And that completes the roster. Let's take a look at the complete front court and back court to determine who might be the starters for the Horned Frogs this season. There are 7 guards, 2 of which are returning from last season's roster, not including Shear, who was out for the season. Now let's count up the McDonald's All-Americans. There's only Maddie Shear. Olivia left high school early to join Notre Dame, so she wasn't eligible. Now let's look at the forwards. All 3 are in their final year. And then the centers. I'm still amazed at the size of the centers. Some teams don't have any centers, and TCU has 4. Okay, let's discuss the starters. This is a group with a lot of new faces, and Coach Campbell doesn't mind starting an incoming transfer if that's what's going to win the game. So we can't assume that last year's starters will be starters this year. What I will assume that Olivia Miles, who I'm assuming will be probably the number 1 or 2 pick in the WNBA draft, is going to be the starting guard. For the 2 and 3 guards, we have an issue. I mean, it's a good issue. First, Maddie Shear has a proven record competing for one of the Big 4 conferences, so I'm going to make an assumption that she will be joining Miles in the starting lineup. Now, we have 4 remaining guards that have pretty close stats. I'm going to need your help in the comment section, so let me know who you think it'll be. Then for the forwards, I feel very confident that Marta Suarez will be filling that gap. And for the center, while Kennedy Basham's numbers look better, she's also got more minutes. Like I said, Clara Silva was that girl in the U19 games, and they actually had competition. So, not sure here. I'm going to assume it's going to be Basham, mostly because she's a senior, but I do expect to see Clara Silva get heavy minutes here. But who knows? I could be totally wrong. So you guys jump in the comment section and let me know who you think will be the starting 5. That's going to be it for this one. If you didn't already hit that like button, please go ahead and do so, and we would really appreciate it. And with that, I will see you on the next one. Goodbye.